Hi, I'm Renee and welcome to my life. In this space, we discuss wellness and personal finance. So if you're into that, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Today's video is going to cover how to set financial boundaries with the people you care about. And I know that is super hard, so I'm going to give you 4 tips on how to do it in a kind and gentle way where you don't feel bad at the end. If you don't believe that you can say no, knowing fully well that you have the money in your account or wallet, it's time to start saving money outside of your primary account, just so that you are not tempted to just lend it. So if the people who you care about want you to cross your financial boundaries, then do they really respect you? Do they actually care about you? Do they care about the time that you spent working hard just to make that money in the first place? I guess they do, but maybe they really need it. How do you decide when to actually give money and when to say no? This is what this video is all about. You could just flat out say no, or you can find a way to say no without hurting their feelings. And that's what I'm about, the middle ground. It's not always easy to say no, especially if you haven't practiced it. If you're a people pleaser like I am, it's not always that easy. But I'm gonna give you these 4 tips and you're gonna be able to say no without compromising your values and without hurting the other person's feelings. So let's jump into the 4 tips. So my first tip in saying no and doing it in a respectful way is to explain to the person asking that you have plans for that money, that you're not able to help them out right now. And they might take that as a cop-out and maybe you have to elaborate more on the plans that you had. But in reality, you actually did have plans for that money before that person asked you. You were planning to do whatever you wanted to because you worked hard for that money and you can do whatever you want with it. So it's not really a lie, because if you really didn't have plans for that money, you wouldn't be watching this video. You would just lend it to them in the first place. So tip number 2 is to actually not have the money in the first place. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have the money at all. I'm just saying it's not readily accessible to you right now. So when that person is asking you for money, you are going to say no because you truly don't have the money in your bank account. How do you do this? Well, after your bills are paid, after everything is taken care of, after you have your spending money and your gift money and all that fun stuff, the money that's left over that you were considering lending to somebody, you take that money and you put it in a savings account. Now, this savings account should have a boundary attached to it. It cannot be a direct transfer from your account to another account. It could be within the same bank, but this savings account needs to have a 3-day hold on the money, which means it should take you 3 days before that money actually even hits your account. And when that person, whoever that person is, asks you for money, you're gonna say, sorry, I cannot help you, but I can help you in 5 business days, because it will take you 3 to 5 business days before that money will hit your account. So you won't be lying, it's just that you won't have the money on hand. And most people have a list of 5 people that they ask for money. Yes, you're not special, okay? I'm sorry to let you know. That 5 people, they ask the easiest person first, the one that always says yes. And people kind of move up that list as they go, which is not malicious, it's just what it is. You always want to do the easiest thing first, never the hard one. If that person's asking for money and cannot wait those 5 business days to actually have you give them the money, then they're going to switch to the other person. Because most of the times when people ask you for money, it's because they want it, not normally because they need it. If they need it, they can wait the 5 business days. If they can't, well, sorry, I can't help you out. And don't feel bad about it because you don't have the money and they can't wait. So now we jump into tip number 3. Okay, tip number 3, use your instincts. If you see this person and you know they're going through a hard time, you care a lot about them, and you have the money to give, which this means you're not taking it from a credit card or you're not using a loan to lend them the money, then lend it to them. So what if that person doesn't work? And that person is constantly borrowing money, and that person has poor money management skills, and no matter how you try to help them, they feel like they know it all. Well, Actually, that's the kind of person you need to set financial boundaries with. And that's the person you need to say no to. And it's probably gonna be a lot easier if you follow your instinct, and which is your first thought. Your first thought is the right thought. And that thought is no. Sorry, buddy. Pick
somebody else. Go talk to one dog or one roach.
Alright, if you've been watching this video so far and you find it helpful, or maybe it can help a friend, please don't forget to like and subscribe. But also, I probably have a bonus tip for you. So let's jump into the fourth tip and then the bonus tip. So the fourth tip is you should establish a limit for lending. This is your minimum lending. So if you think about it, you go, okay, it could be $50 to about $500, depending on how much money you make. But maybe you say to yourself, if somebody asks me for 50 bucks right now, and I'm not gonna miss it, that I'll be okay with lending. Anything over it, I'm gonna say no. Same thing if your limit was 500. If it goes over 500, you say no. Or you give it a deep think, right? You literally think about it for a while. The reason why you set this limit is because this is the money that you're okay with losing, okay? So if that money never comes back to you, that person disappears. If they fall dead tomorrow, knock on wood, but whatever happens, you meet that person on the street, you're not gonna feel away. You can go to dinner with them, you're not gonna be like, oh my gosh, that person borrowed $50 from me and never gave it back. If they never give it back to you, it's a lesson learned, but at least you won't be missing that money. Okay, bonus tip. So you could also be the type of person who never lends money, and that's fine. But remember that if you ever find yourself in financial difficulties, you would want help. This is why I'm not telling you not to lend money. Setting financial boundaries to avoid chasing people for repayment or ruining good relationships, I'm not about that. And this is why I made this video. So thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe to my channel for more life-changing content.